Hello subscribers, today's review will be on the new Attack Pack Alioramus figure from Mattel's Jurassic World Primal Attack line. Now this, alongside the Savage Strike Postosuchus, are two figures that I could not find in Target stores at all, and I had to buy them on eBay. When it comes to finding things I want on eBay, I'm usually a pretty lucky person. But when it comes to stores, I'm pretty much the most unlucky person. What's great about this figure is that it's another Tyrannosaurid in the Mattel Jurassic World lines. The other ones so far are T-Rex, Proceratosaurus, Albertosaurus, and Tarbosaurus. And I like how Mattel chose to make Alioramus since it's a pretty obscure Tyrannosaur, a narrow-snouted Tyrannosaurid to be specific. So here's the packaging. It comes in the closed Attack Pack packagings, which is good because it prevents the figure from being damaged, but one bad thing is that you can't tell if this figure has any bad paint applications. And I'm hoping that this one doesn't have any paint defects. So let's move on to the back. We've got the Alioramus, the red Dimorphodon, as well as two repaints. If I see this Mosaurus in stores, I might pick it up because I think it's a pretty cool color scheme. But I'm definitely not going to get that Velociraptor. I've kind of had enough of the Mattel Velociraptors. So let's waste no time and free the Alioramus. Now that the Alioramus is out of his packaging, I have to say I'm enjoying this figure way more than I actually thought I would. I was thinking about making a top 10 favorite Primal Attack figures maybe by the end of this year, and this guy is definitely on that list. So, the moment I thought that this was going to be my favorite Attack Pack is when in-hand images of that Troodon popped up. And I think that I could like that one more than this one, mainly because the detailing looks great, and it looks to be based off of the Telltale Jurassic Park the game, which I absolutely love the Troodon from that game despite how inaccurate it is. But for now, let's focus on the Alioramus. First, let's discuss the detailing. Now, the Toy Fair images back in February 2020, it showed this figure, but it was much more glossy and it seemed more smooth than this one. So I'm not sure if the one from Toy Fair was a prototype that was just lacking in detailing, or it was just the lighting that was fading all of the scale detailing. Because as you can see, you can make out a lot of this amazing scale detail across the body. See, and it goes down the tail right there. Then you see that line that shows how muscular the tail is. Then you're basically getting that same amount of detailing on the other side. Then you got the hands right there, and luckily they're not pronated. And see the feet right there, they're very bird-like, very well detailed. And based on how the feet are sculpted, they seem to be made by the same, this whole figure seems to be made by the same sculptor who sculpted the Pachycephalosaurus and Irritator figures. See the head right there, which is probably the best part. Alioramus was a narrow-snouted Tyrannosaur, like I've already said. And see, the snout is very narrow with some unfortunate shrink wrapping. There's also got the horns there, which are most likely used for display rather than battling. See, you got the teeth right there. These are probably one of the most nicely sculpted teeth I've seen on an Attack Pack figure, and they look pretty intimidating as well. See how some teeth are larger than the others? And also, unlike a majority of Attack Pack figures, the underside actually has a lot of scale detailing, and this scale detailing is reminiscent of the scaly underbellies of modern crocodilians. So I don't remember an Attack Pack figure that has this amount of detailing. I'd say the Coelurus is close to the Alioramus, but that Coelurus had a smooth underside. So detailing wise, I think that this Alioramus could be the best of the Attack Packs. Now let's talk about the colors of this figure, and I have to say this paint job is my favorite of the entire Primal Attack line. It's also very well done as well. And you've got this red striping on top of the figure, which goes down the tail. Well, not all the way down, but at least halfway. Because we all know Mattel has the issue of stopping the striping at the base of the tail, which is really annoying in my opinion. And then you've got this brown, which is the second color. And then the bottom jaw, as well as the chest, is a cream beige underbelly. I don't know why they can't continue the belly colors down the tail, or even the striping down the tail. Like it shouldn't be that expensive. The articulation on this Alioramus is pretty basic, something you would expect from an Attack Pack carnivore. You can open up the jaw, which opens up really wide, fortunately. You can move the neck, the arms, the legs, and the tail. So all of this gives the Alioramus 7 points of articulation. Now, I'd say the articulation on this is quite similar to the Herrerasaurus. So here's the Herrerasaurus, which has 7 points of articulation as well, and the jaw opens wide, just like the Alioramus. So another similarity I noticed between these two is that they seem to have a pretty big head compared to their bodies. When I was looking at this Alioramus in the packaging, I thought it was a pretty well proportioned figure. It's not when I opened the jaw and looked at it from a certain distance and I realized how big that head was and how long the jaw was as well. But I'd say the reason why the Alioramus looks better is because the neck is slightly longer than that of the Herrerasaurus and it doesn't have those ridiculous oversized feet. I know this one has a lot of proportion issues, but it's still one of my favorites simply because of how bizarre it is and also because it's red. Let's start the comparison section by putting the Alioramus next to 4 of the Fallen Kingdom attack packs, which is the Dilophosaurus, Dimorphodon, Herrerasaurus, and Stygimoloch. Now let's do a comparison with 4 of the Dino Rivals attack packs, which is the Dracorex, Coelurus, Mosaurus, and Mononychus. The Coelurus was my previous favorite attack pack figure, mainly because I loved the choices of white, pink, and blue, and also the scalation was very well done, but this Alioramus blows it out of the water. Now it seems to be the attack pack figures from 2018 to 2020, seems like Mattel has improved a lot, from that wacky looking Herrerasaurus to this very well done Alioramus. Here are 3 of the new attack pack sculpts from Primal Attack, which is the Ornitholestes, Colovosaurus, and Ankylosaurus Bumpy. Now the Troodon is the last new sculpt and has yet to come out in the US currently. Now I heard that for Mattel's 2021 toy line, which is I think called Dino Escape, I heard that they won't be continuing the attack pack line, which is a shame in my opinion because the attack pack assortment was my favorite assortment and I also think it was one of Mattel's best lines. The next comparison is the Battle Damaged Gasosaurus alongside the Savage Strike Postosuchus and Sauropelta. One thing I forgot to mention about this Alioramus is its size, and how large it is compared to the other attack pack figures. Now, this thing is so large that it's actually in the same size range as the Battle Damage and Savage Strike figures. Here is the Soundstrike Sinoceratops, Irritator, and Majungasaurus, and I really like how Mattel is giving some of these figures pretty vibrant colors, as like the red on the Alioramus, the blue on the Irritator, and the green on the Majungasaurus. Here we have all 3 of the massive biters on the screen, which is the Ceots, Tarbosaurus, and Sarcosuchus. Now I am really loving this Alioramus much more than these 3. The color scheme, the detailing, and the quality of this figure is just simply phenomenal. And also, like the Alioramus, the Ceots and the Sarcosuchus seem to have the same giant head issue. Now let's bring in all 5 of the Tyrannosaurids Mattel has released so far. So as you can see, next to the Alioramus, we have T-Rex, Albertosaurus, Tarbosaurus, and Proceratosaurus. Now I really love how Mattel is giving us relatives of these famous dinosaurs, like how we have 4 Spinosaurids, 5 Tyrannosaurids, and 6 Ceratopsians. I'd say out of these 5 Tyrannosaurs right here, the Alioramus is probably my favorite, and then probably this Tarbosaurus is my second favorite. Last but not least, and as always on this channel, we're going to put the reviewed figure next to the Collectate 2017 Mini Zephactinus. One thing I would like to point out is, look how well proportioned this minifigure is. I'm guessing that this figure is around 11-12 centimeters long. But yeah, if a company can make a very well proportioned minifigure, then why can't you do that with your large figures? It can't be that hard to screw up. So, my final thoughts on the new Attack Pack Alioramus. I think it is a phenomenal figure. The coloration, the detailing, and the plastic quality makes it among the best of the Primal Attack line. Finding the good aspects of this toy is probably much easier than finding it in stores. You probably have a much better chance of making an offer with some eBay sellers. I believe that this Alioramus sculpt is probably one of the last new sculpts for 2020. The last one I believe is the upcoming Attack Pack Troodon. Some other new figures is an Attack Pack Gallimimus repaint, a repaint of the Soundstrike Triceratops and Pteranodon, and then a Massive Biter Sarcosuchus repaint. Some retools include a cool looking Soundstrike Baryonyx and a Massive Biter's Albertosaurus. The Gallimimus, Baryonyx, and Albertosaurus are probably the ones I'll get. My final ratings for this Alioramus, I'm probably going to have to give him a 9.5 out of 10. I was thinking about giving him a 10, but I realized how odd the huge head and the long jaw looked, especially when the rest of the body seems to be well proportioned. So that's about it for this review. If you guys liked it, leave a comment, like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next review, which I think will probably be either the Carnegie 2014 T-Rex or the Carnegie Sinraptor.